The title of the piece is called How Ghosts Sleep, Seattle. It's an installation in two primary parts. We have the canopies hanging from the ceiling. They're approximately 17 by 20, and then we also have the wallpaper. The drawings for the wallpaper and for the canopies started with a process of just drawing, and I'll just sketch that out in pen and ink on paper. Then what happens is that I'll Xerox that drawing and I'll build on top of it, again, just drawing on top of it, and I'll Xerox it again. In a way, it's a printmaking process for me to build up imagery that I can then translate into collage, I can then scan and play around with in Photoshop. So the drawings supplement my interest in sort of chaos and figuration and abstraction, but the grid sort of ties that all together. So I was fortunate enough to partner with an amazing designer, Lloyd Maranga, who was able to help me bring this grid to fruition. In thinking about the drawings that I wanted to bring to this project, I was really inspired by Afro Deco as a sort of motif and a template to work from, but then also an extension of that is just Art Deco period and the kind of balance that can be achieved through the grid. Wallpaper emerged as a way of bringing in design into the home and being a sort of very selective process that reflected class and interests, but I think also conceptually it has to do with covering. So if you think about wallpapering as a covering, as a way of masking, as a way in which you can change a space and really create an immersive environment, fabric can really do the same thing. And it is such a beautiful space and it's such an immense space, so I was thinking about how I could use the ceilings and canopies to sort of mask and disguise a lot of the hardware that's up there and changing the space that way. My mom is a fashion forecaster and she actually went to FIT and has been making clothes and sewing and designing clothes since I can remember, and even before that. So she actually collaborated with me on constructing the canopies, and a photographic representation of her is also in the wallpaper as well. So in a way, it's autobiographical too. This installation is an homage to my mother, my grandmother, and the women who are part of my ancestral fabric as well. A lot of the things that are here are images or thoughts or ideas that I've had for a very long time and that I think precede me. Aaron Douglas has been very important to me in this project in thinking about his contribution to an art movement that continues to come up in both subconscious and conscious ways in my work. So that is a sort of ghostly presence in my practice as well. So I think that the ghosts are both literal in some ways in terms of how I'm picturing things, but also it's very conceptual as well. I'm honored to be in proximity to so many amazing artists that are within the sculpture parks, so it's really a fantastic opportunity. And I hope that being an emerging artist amongst these more established artists, that it becomes a way in which the museum can continue to welcome younger artists into their midst in all of the locations.